What's up YouTube, Yozo here, coming at you with a little discussion about the best rank 8s for the new Blue Eyes deck that's coming out come Shining Victories. Now then, these cards, not only do I feel like they're the best for the Blue Eyes deck, but they're also pretty good in general, so if you have any other rank 8 decks like Gimmick Puppets, you could probably throw these in and we'll have no problem, unless of course there's summoning restriction. So let's just get right into it. So first off, we got Divine Dragonite Felgrand. It is a light warrior Xyz monster that requires 2 level 8 monsters. It has 2800 attack and 1800 defense. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 face-up card on the field. This turn, its effects are negated, but it is unaffected by other card effects. So with this card, you can use it both defensively and offensively. You can use it to be able to be immune to things like Raigeki or Dark Hole, but you could also use it to negate things like Skulker, Bad Joker, or Idea. Now then, it is just plain good card design, and it's very balanced as an Xyz card. The only problem is it can be run over by things like Ignister Prominence or Dark Destroyer, and any of the monarchs, both with or without Dominion. Next, in our number 2 slot, we got number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. So, he is a light dragon, requires 2 level 8s, has 3000 attack, 2500 defense, so basically the Blue Eyes stat line. Once per turn, during either player's turn, when a spell card effect is activated on the field, you can negate that effect, and if you do, attach that card on the field to this card as an Xyz material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you detach 1 Xyz material from this card, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation. If a face-up Xyz monsters you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target 1 Xyz monster you control. That target gains attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attacks. So, another very good card for going on the defense. It's also a very good anti-pendulum card, since it sucks up pendulums when they're activated. Additionally, if it's one of your bigger monsters out, it could suck up a few blows. And if you have hopefully have another Xyz out, then well, you can bank on its secondary effect of adding attack points, which is permanent, by the way. So in the third/4 slot, we're putting 2 of the Galaxyeyes cards. So first off, number 107, Galaxyeyes Tachyon Dragon. Light Dragon, 3000 attack, 2500 defense, 2 level 8 monsters. Once per battle phase, at the start of the battle phase, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, negate the effects of all other face-up monsters currently on the field. Also, their attack and defense become their original attack and defense. And if you do any of these during the battle phase this turn, each time an opponent monster's card effect resolves, this card gains 1000 attack until the end of the battle phase, and it can make an extra attack during each battle phase's turn. So this card is the poster boy for killing decks that float a lot. Things like Yang Zings, Fluffles, if they're using things like Sheep, or even Gustos. With its ability, you could very easily defeat multiples of your opponent's cards, and then you could attack, hopefully even attack directly with your second attack. Plus, I know it's a bit gimmicky, but if you get this guy and use Forbidden Lance on him, and your opponent tries to use Mirror Force or any of the variants of Mirror Force, if things become a little nutty, because this guy goes down to 2200, then he goes up again to 3200, and he's immune to spells and traps. So it's just a great time all around. So next we have number 62, Galaxyeyes Prime Photon Dragon. So it is a light dragon, 2 level 8 monsters, 4000 attack, 3000 defense. If this card attacks or is attacked during damage calculation during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card once per battle. This card gains attack equal to the combined ranks of all Xyz monsters currently on the field times 200. During that damage calculation only, if this card in its owner's control is destroyed by your opponent's card effects, while it has a Galaxyeyes Photon Dragon as an Xyz material, you can special summon this card during your second standby phase after activation and double its attack. Any battle damage this card does is halved unless it has Galaxyeyes Photon Dragon as material. So this guy is very good for getting over many big threats. First off, 4,000 is nothing to scoff at, but if you combine it with the fact that it itself is a rank 8, so it goes all the way up to 5,600, assuming it's the only Xyz on the field, it's pretty glorious. However, one small note about it is we can't use it to its full potential because, well, I mean, unless you're actually playing Galaxyeyes, you're probably not playing Galaxyeyes Photon Dragon. So that's unfortunate, but it does its job well, and it's hilarious if you bring this thing out against Magnus or Ruri Towers. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So, to top off those two Galaxyeyes, in our 5th slot, we got Galaxyeyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. So, it is a light dragon, 3 level 8 monsters, 4,000 attack, 3,500 defense. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a Galaxyeyes Xyz monster you control as the Xyz material, except itself. So you can overlay this thing on top of number 62 or number 107 or Neo Galaxyeyes Photon Dragon, assuming you're playing that for whatever reason. Then once per turn, you can target up to 2 equipped spells equipped to this card, attach them to this card as Xyz material. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz monster material from this card, then target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. So this is very good for nice little spot removal. You can destroy scales, field spells, whatever you really need to get rid of. Plus, it's again a 4,000 beat stick that doesn't have its damage halved, so it's in a regard, if you're going just for pure damage, it's better than number 62. Next, we have Thunder and Dragon. Thunder and Dragon is a light dragon, requires 2 level 8 normal monsters, and has a stat line of 3,000 attack and 2,000 defense. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, destroy other monsters on the field. It's basically a nice, easy to use level or rank 8 Dark Hole. Only problem is you could only really make this using the 2 original Blue Eyes, or that one Hieratic card if you're playing Hieretics. So while he is difficult to go into, he can really get you out of pickles if you play smart. Next off, we have number 23, Lancelot, Dark Knight of the Underworld. So it is a dark zombie requiring 2 level 8s, and it has 2,000 attack and 1,500 defense. While this card can attack your opponent directly while it has Xyz material. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a spell/trap or another monster effect is activated, detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation. So this guy is a very good game ender. If your opponent has less than 2,000 and you have 2 level 8s to overlay, you better make this sucker. Another thing is that if you fear a battle trap and you have nothing to remove it, you go into this guy and you can swing in with very little fear. Because this thing gets around Battle Fader, it gets around Magic Cylinder, which I have had happen to me, and it gets around all the mirror forces. The only problem is it doesn't destroy the card it negates. It just negates it. So if they activate a monster effect and this guy automatically chains to it, that card still stays on the field, but its effects are, the activation wasn't negated. That could be problematic for certain cases, but I found that it hasn't been. Next, we got, I'll say, the Sylvan High Protector. It is a light plant Xyz monster requiring 2 level 8 monsters, and it has 2,300 defense, or 2,300 attack, and 3,200 defense. Once per turn, you can declare 1 card name. Excavate the top card of your deck. If it is the declared card name, add it to your hand. Otherwise, send it to the grave. If a card is sent from your deck to your graveyard by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 card on the field. Place that target on either top or bottom of the deck. You can only use the effect of, I'll say, the Sylvan High Protector once per turn. So, he's just kind of a decent little spot removal. Me personally, I don't really feel like he's worth it to play because there's other stuff you want to fit in your extra deck. But if you're going for a much more rank 8 centric build, I guess you could go for it if you want, but I just don't dig it that much. Now then, as a bonus to all those rank 8s, I just want to talk about 2 rank 9s really quickly. So first off, we got number 95, Galaxyeyes Dark Matter Dragon. So it is a dark dragon requiring 3 level 9 monsters, and it has 4,000 attack and 0 defense. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a Galaxyeyes Xyz monster you control as the material. Material attached to that also become material attached to this card. Cannot be used as Xyz material for an Xyz summon. When this card is Xyz summoned, you can send 3 dragon type monsters with different name from your deck to your grave. Your opponent banishes 3 monsters from their deck. You can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase's turn. So this card's pretty good for graveyard dumping. It also has a nice double attack ability, which is always good to just get around things. Problem is, well, it's not so much a problem, but if you don't have enough targets in your deck, you don't get to use its ability to dump stuff into your grave and hinder your opponent by making them banish stuff. So that's a bit unfortunate, but other than that, it's a pretty good card. Good to go into after if you need to just go from number 62 or number 107 straight into this, or if you used full armor Photon Dragon's ability and you just still need the double attack, you use the ability, then you go into this. This guy, however, cannot be used to make any of those spider number Xyz monsters. I forget their names, honestly. And it cannot be used as material to go into another full armor Photon Dragon, which I have had someone ask me about. So no, you cannot do that. Now then, the final card I want to talk about is a rank 9. It is Phantom Fortress Enter Blathnir. It is a wind machine monster with 2,900 attack and 2,500 defense, requiring 2 level 9 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Effect A, banish 1 card from your opponent controls. Effect B, banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand. Effect C, banish 1 card from your opponent's graveyard. Effect D, banish the top card of your opponent's deck face up. So, this card is basically Xyz Trishula. You can go into this by overlaying any of the level 9 synchros that the Blue Eyes deck makes, which is quite a lot. And it's just hilarious sometimes because it's non-targeting as well, so it gets around many things like Dark Destroyer, and it could also hit back row, and it could hit your opponent's hand if you know, let's say you're facing a black wing player, and you know they added the Colute to their hand. Well, you could snipe that Colute, hopefully, and banish it and just swing and not have to fear anything. So that wraps this video up. I just want to say thank you for watching. If you liked what you heard here, and if you want to hear more discussions, deck profiles, some gimmicky replays, that's what I do here on my YouTube channel. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.